This is INCRadio DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Made in Australia.
Fellow from the local congregation of Townsville, Ecclesiastical District of Queensland. Today we kick off season 3 of Made in Australia with a topic many of us can relate to, the ups, downs, and uniquely Aussie quirks of student life.
And that's right, Brother Morgan. Hello again, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from here in Australia and all over the world. Once again, from the District of Western Australia in the local congregation of Midland, I am Brother Hans Natividad, and it feels so good to be back with a brand new season of Made in Australia. Today, we are giving all of you a front row seat to the new Aussie student experience. Whether you are studying in person or even online, living in the city or in the suburbs, there's always going to be something for everyone here. Get your comments in and tell us, what's the most Aussie thing that has happened to you as a student? And actually, let's have a look at our comments right now because we are literally seeing a lot of comments pop through, Brother Morgan. Let's start off. We are seeing a lot of brethren from the local congregation of Ellenbrook, starting off with their resident minister, Brother Rennie Rose Raza, greeting good day from Ellenbrook local congregation. Then we also have more brethren, including Sister Marilyn Neville, and Sister Hannah Charlene and Brother Zach Leonshov. Happy viewing and enjoy from the local congregation of Ellenbrook as well. We also have Brother Malcolm and Sister Charmaine Larson, the Larson siblings. They were previously among our guests in Made in Australia as well. And we also have more brethren, Brother Morgan. Let's have a look at all of these.
Yeah, absolutely, Brother Hans. But firstly, we'd love to give a very special mention to Brother Vincent Bones and his parents, Sister Saucy and Nilo Bones from the local congregation of Gladstone. Their son has recently graduated as a Master of Clinical Chiropractics. So he is now Dr. Neil Vincent Biboso Bones. So a very big congratulations to you, brother. They are very active members of the Church of Christ. Car Saucy is the choir leader in Gladstone, and Brother Neil is also an active choir member in the local congregation of Mackay Port. So a big congratulations to you and your family, Brother Neil, and all the best to you. We'd also like to mention at the moment, we're having a blood donation drive under the INC Giving campaign. We'd like you to use a link sent by your resident ministers and Christian family organization officers to be able to attend the assigned date. So we're all the more promoting that very holy endeavor for our blood donation in each of our local congregations. But if you could kindly follow up with your resident ministers and those links that have been provided. But all right, Brother Hans, we'll continue with our engagement doc. We have a lot of comments flooding through. We have Sister Ariel Hernandez. Hello to all brethren in the entire of Australia. Greetings from Armidale, Western Australia. Hashtag Armidale, Armidale, Armidale. We have Sister Marie Villapain. Hello, brethren, from the local congregation of Donnybrook. Hello, sister. We also have Sister Brother Than AU from the Musical Evangelical Mission here in Kingswood High School. Penrith, happy viewing for hashtag Sydney, hashtag New South Wales. And we also have Sister Chito Lorenzo. Greetings from Toowoomba District of Queensland, Australia. Hashtag Toowoomba. Brother Hans, a lot of those brethren coming in real early. We love to see the support. And so before anything else, brethren and our guests tuning in, we also want to give a huge thank you to all of our loyal viewers and listeners who have stayed tuned with us for the past 3 seasons. Let's watch this short video.
congregation of Pemberton. From Queensland, Australia.
Now, thank you very much for the thank you video, brother Kriatek, and seeing all of our brethren across the different districts and local congregations here in Australia really excites me, brother Morgan. Now, getting onto the main topic, but let's get a glimpse of what we're diving into today. Let's have a look at what it is like to live as a student here in Australia.
Hello po, I'm Sister Jill from District of New South Wales and I'm gonna show you how I will study for the upcoming examinations in 2 weeks as a student. So let's go! I only have one exam. As you can see in my notes, those are the topics that I need to review which was given by our lecturer. I'm using paper where I can write my key points because I want to write all of the things that I need to review and it helps me to memorize and remember what I studied. I use 3 different pens so I can see easily the main points of my review. In our uni, we have our review week after 12 weeks of classes, so it is our opportunity to prioritize the review since most of us are working students, so we are not procrastinating as others have 3 to 4 exams. It depends on the subject which has exams and which has pure assessments. One thing to share when I review, I always skim in the slide sometimes before writing it because other topics are unnecessary. Reading the slides helps me to remember what I study and I learn from other students and teachers that we should not memorize but understand the lesson. And I don't know if it's working for others, but chewing food helps me to focus while studying. Either bubble gum or any food as long as I am chewing something. Also, don't forget to conduct a devotional prayer for the upcoming exams. That's all.
And thank you both to Sister Jillian Evangelista from New South Wales District po for our video and voiceover. And speaking of which, this week and I believe next week is right now the examination week across many universities and schools here in Australia. So to everyone who is going through exams week right now, you've got it, po. Let's keep pushing hard. You're getting one step closer to all of your goals. And we'll be right back shortly. You are watching Made in Australia, brought to you by INCRadio Australia Satellite Studio.
Made in Australia. What is it like to be a student in Australia? Whether you're studying at home or rushing to lectures with a coffee in hand, Aussie student life is a unique mix of flexibility and independence. Join us this Sunday, June 8th at 3 p.m. Philippine time or 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on INCRadio Made in Australia as we dive into the real Aussie student life experience.
All right, guests and brethren.
Made in
All right, guests and brethren, welcome back to Made in Australia.
And now let's get ready, po, as we are about to be inspired by this week's gift of the gab.
G'day, and welcome to Gift of the Gab, where we expand our vocabulary and explore new words. Today's word is optimistic, Optimistic or optimism is the hopefulness and confidence about the future or the success of something. It can be used to enhance well-being, improve resilience, and boost performance in various aspects of life. Let's use it in a sentence. As members of the Church of Christ, our hope fills us with an optimistic perspective, promoting positive outlooks and shifting negative thought patterns. Thanks for listening to Gift of the Gab. We look forward to seeing you next time and hope your days remain optimistic. Take care.
Yeah,
Thank you very
very
much, Brother Morgan, for the word for today's Give Up the Gap book.
absolutely, Brother Hans. It's a very powerful word. I love this word, optimistic or optimism. They say that optimists are more likely to set goals, persevere, and achieve them because they believe in their ability to succeed. Brother Hans, how about you? Do you have any personal experience with optimism?
Yes, very much so, Brother Morgan. Especially when I used to be a student myself, I really looked forward to having this word sink into me, into my personal life. Not only when it comes to going through my exams and all of my other projects, but also balancing my work life and also my church life at the same time. So optimism really brought a lot out of me when I was a student, especially my last year, which was literally actually it was just last year when I had my final year at university.
Yeah, absolutely, Brother Hans. So optimism can also lead to increased creativity and the exploration of new ideas. All right, so now let's hear from our active commenters. Again, Brother Hans, our comment section is flooding with love. We want to give a special shout out to Brother Carlos de Jesus, who is constantly tuning in, who says, happy viewing port from the local congregation of Minchinbury, #New South Wales. We have our beloved Brother Mark Caseo, our beloved resident minister from Emerald Group Worship Service, but who says he wants to kindly shout out the Samosha family. A big shout out to you, but we also have Brother Ronaldo D. Gua. Happy viewing, but greetings from the local congregation of Kalgoorlie. It's a new one, brother. We haven't heard Kalgoorlie before on INCRadio. So a big shout out to you, local congregation of Kalgoorlie. We have Sister Cess Kurdo. Happy viewing, Port from Queen's Park. We have Sister Uni Lee. Hello, Port. Greetings from the group worship service of Australand. That's
Yes,
a new
it's
one
Australian.
too.
Yes, correct.
Australand. That's
Yes.
a new one for me. We have Sister Layla 5618. That's your handle. INC Radio Australia. Strengthening the brethren spiritually from the local congregation of Rockingham. Thank you, Sister Lilay. Brother Brian Nguyen, happy viewing port from National City, San Diego County, California, coming in from all the way across the world, Brother Hans.
Yes, Paul, we are having many brethren, not only from here in Australia, but from all over the world. And that is why we are always thankful, Brother Morgan, and to all of us here in INC Radio Australia, because our programs are not only just reaching brethren and guests here in Australia, but also in other countries all over the world. And we are seeing them happening right now. And we're also getting more comments for Brother Morgan. Let's go through Sister Ina Valdez, watching from the group worship service in Bundaberg, and also the family of Brother Jomal Remoticado, the resident minister of the local congregation of Queen's Park. Then we also have Brother Orly Makayan, the district supervising minister of Queensland, Australia District. Happy viewing po. And we're having more comments, so keep all of your comments coming through, our dear viewers, and we will make sure to go through each of them as we go po. And let's have a look. We are going now to our main discussion, Brother Morgan. Now, without further ado, let us welcome our guests so they can help us unpack what life is like here in Australia as a student. Can we introduce ourselves, Po? Let's begin, Po, with one of our guests. Po, we have Brother Jose.
Brother Jose, sorry, brother, you are on mute at the moment. If you could just quickly unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hello, Paul. My name is Brother Jose. I'm from the local congregation of Ellenbrook, and I'm a Light of Salvation secretary, and I'm doing part-time study at university at Murdoch.
And thank you for joining us, po, Brother Jose. What are you currently studying right now at Murdoch University?
I'm studying cybersecurity and forensics.
Wow, that's a wonderful combination, actually, Brother Morgan. Don't you think, po?
Cybersecurity and forensics. So yeah, it is. It sounds like almost like a bit of a investigative technological sort of aspect towards IT, Brother Hans. So very interesting. Looking forward to hearing about that one, Brother Jose, in our discussion today. We also have the lovely sister Alexis. Sister, kindly introduce yourself, your local congregation, duty, and what are you studying at the moment?
Hello po, I'm Sister Alexis Cordo from the local congregation of Queen's Park. I am currently studying as Year 12 HR student at Thornley Senior High School, and I am Binhi Vice President, Children's Worship Service, CEDA, Children's Worship Service Watcher, and local secretariat.
Amazing, Sister Alexis. Thank you so much for joining us today. And Brother Hans, Brother Jose, Brother Hans, we're also looking forward to our discussion further on today. Right now, we're going to jump into our game time segment. It's a bit different this season. It's called This or That. So we're going to make things a bit different. With This or That, it's an Aussie student edition. We'll ask our guests and even some of our audience members a few questions for them to answer. So Koya Tech, if we could get our first question up and running, but
It's game time. Let's play.
all right. So our first question, Brother Hans, is if I can just
We
get this
have
one. Yes,
so
brother.
we have what is the name of the Australian institution that offers hands-on skills-based training for various trades and careers? I am familiar with some of these abbreviations, Brother Morgan, but can you please tell what some of these mean? Paul? I think not of all of us would be completely familiar, Paul, with these.
No, you're right, Brother Hans. So our first question is, what is the name of the Australian institution that offers hands-on skills-based training for various trades and careers? There's multiple choice for our viewers. If you happen to know the answer, feel free to let us know. We'll give you a shout out if you are correct. Sister Alexis, Brother Jose, we have A, RTO, B, Polytechnic Institute, C, TAFE, TAFE, or D, Vet School, VET School. Brother Jose, we'll start with you. What could it possibly be?
I reckon C for that one.
C, TAFE, TAFE. And Sister Alexis, what is your answer?
I reckon C as well. Okay.
C as well. And let us know in the chat what it could possibly be. Koya Tech, if we could see if our beloved guests are correct. That is correct. The answer is the letter C, TAFE. All right.
Great
And
job,
so moving on to our next question. Koya Tech, can you please load up our next segment? All right,
This
brother.
is going to be an interesting one, Brother Morgan. What's the question here now? There we go.
It is, what is the Common University Entrance Exam score in Australia called? Multiple choice again for our viewers and guests. If you know the answer to this one too, please feel free to let us know. I will give you a special shout out. So Sister Alexis, Brother Jose, multiple choice. Is it A, SAT, B, ATAR, C, HSC, or D, GPA? Let us know. Sister Alexis, we'll start with you. What could it possibly be?
It is B, ATAR.
B, ATAR, and Brother Jose?
Yeah, B ATAR too.
Both gone to letter B. Brother Hans, Clear Tech, are they correct? B is
Yes,
correct.
but it's B.
ATAR. Sister Alexis, Brother Jose are correct. They know their stuff, Brother Hans.
Yes, but for sure, Brother Morgan. And before we continue, Paul, it looks like also here in our comments, Paul, would also just like to acknowledge our viewers who got the answers correct for question one and also for our next question here. But for question one, a while ago, we had TAFE. And the first one to get it correct was Sister Amy Navarro from the local congregation of Armadale. And we also have for this question, po, letter B, ATA, we have Brother Adrian Silva from the local congregation of Ellenbrook getting this correct answer first. Po.
That's right, Brother Hans. Thank you so much to all of our live chat who are very active in there answering those questions. We want to hear from you, so continue to mention your local congregations and your answers. Don't forget to click the like, share, and subscribe button, as well as that notification bell to stay up to date with all of INCRadio Made in Australia's Season 3. All right, so for question 3, this is your chance to win an exclusive Made in Australia tote bag, perfect for all your university essentials or a trip to the beach. Call your tech if we can get question 3 loaded up. All right, Brother Hans, Sister Alexis, Brother Jose, and our viewers. The question is, what's a TUT short for in Aussie universities? Is it A, tutorial, B, textbook unit, C, tuition session, or D, tutor's note? Sister Alexis, we'll start with you.
I have no idea, honestly, but I'm gonna go for D, tutor's note.
D, tutor's notes. Locked in. Brother Jose, what's your answer?
I'd go with A for tutorial.
Shoot, short for tutorial,
Tutorial.
or possibly D, tutor's notes. We've got our
And I
answers
think,
locked
Brother
in.
Morgan, I think a lot of students will find this very useful, especially those who are at high school right now and are looking forward to go to universities. I think this question will be very important for them.
All right, you hear that from the very handsome Brother Hans himself. Make sure you're listening to this one and the correct answer. Call your tech. Are they correct? Brother Jose has answered correctly, the letter A, tutorial. So, Brother Hans, you had mentioned that this one may be very beneficial for those who are potentially looking at joining or going into university. Is that right?
Yes, for Brother Morgan, because a lot of units at universities and a lot of instructors would usually have what's called tutorial sessions or TUTs. And this is mostly used to reinforce content that we students are learning in lectures every week. So these tutorial sessions, we usually use these to not only have fun activities, but also help us remember all of the theory and the concepts we're learning about.
All right. Thank you so much, Brother Hans. And yes, if you are joining university or looking to join university, make sure you look out for those TUTs or tutorial sessions. All right. So for a winner from last week's game time, we want to give a mention to Sister Anne Solomon, who said, living in Australia for more than a year now is indeed life-changing. From a very clean surrounding to magnificent beaches. People here are friendly, and the brethren feels like home. So the question was, how would you describe Australia in a short sentence? And basically, Sister Anne has given her explanation, the top answer, and it has won her an INCRadio tote bag. So be sure to mention your local congregation, sister, and your district so we can send you through your winning tote bag, Brother Hans.
Yes, Bo. And speaking of winners, Brother Morgan, we also have our winner for this week's winning question, Bo. And the first viewer who got it, Bo, is again Brother Adrian Silver from the local congregation of Ellenbrook. Congrats for Brother Adrian. You are also getting an INCRadio tote bag this week for getting the right answer for our winning question this week. Let's give him a hand for Brother Morgan and all of us.
Congratulations, Brother Adrian. Please continue to tune in because we love to hear from you guys. And of course, you will have that opportunity to win our INC souvenirs. It could be a tote bag, could be a mug. Who knows? Make sure you tune in to see what we have each and every week, especially with season 3 coming in. We have a whole bunch of surprises for you.
Yes, and now to make things more interesting, before we have our discussion today, we actually asked brethren all across Australia a few this or that questions about student life here in Australia. Let's have a look at this book. Tech, let's roll it up.
Ever wonder what it's like to be a student in Australia? Some balance part time jobs, while others focus full time on their studies. Some prefer studying on campus, in the library, or just watching lectures from home. Others swear by digital notes, while some still love their printed ones. And of course, snacks are non negotiable. We asked our brethren across Australia a few this or that questions, Aussie Student Life Edition. Let's see what they had to say.
All right. So, what would you prefer as a student? Lecture halls or online classes?
Lecture halls.
I would rather attend lecture hall.
Lecture halls. Online class.
Lecture halls.
Group assignment or solo projects?
Solo projects.
I like doing solo projects because I like working by myself.
Solo projects. Depends, but I mostly like solo projects. Solo projects.
A solo. Solo projects.
Solo projects.
Group assignments.
Printed notes or digital?
Digital.
I prefer digital notes because it's easier and I don't have to like bring an actual notebook.
Printed notes. Digital. Printed notes.
Printed notes. Digital notes. Printed notes.
Printed notes.
Coffee or bubble tea?
Coffee.
I would say bubble tea.
Bubble tea.
Bubble tea.
Bubble tea. Bubble tea.
Bubble tea. Bubble tea.
Bubble tea. Coffee. Definitely coffee.
Casual student outfit or dress to impress?
Casual student.
I would say casual so that I don't have to put an effort every day.
Casual wear. Casual wear. Casual student outfit.
Casual.
Casual student outfit. Casual.
Casual outfit. Just to impress.
And yes, for Brother Morgan, we've seen a lot of students all across Australia explaining their preferences as students in a lot of different things that we experience every day. And now I think we could use this as an opportunity as well, Brother Morgan. We could try asking the same questions to our guests today. Let's start off, Paul. Brother Jose, what do you prefer personally, Paul? Do you like going to lecture halls at university or do you just take online classes more?
I prefer online classes.
And what about you, Sister Alexis?
I prefer lecture halls.
Lecture halls. And how about you, Brother Morgan? Have you experienced it yourself?
Yeah, so
Going to
I
university?
definitely prefer, I could do either. Lecture halls is good for, if when you want company, if you need a hand with a project or something like that. But also online classes, so you can kind of backtrack to see something you may not have heard, or if you can always go back and see what they were discussing, sort of thing.
Yep. And Sister Alexis, do you like attending lectures more, or would you rather watch a recorded version of it?
I prefer watching lectures. Attending lectures, sorry, because
Mhm.
I'm able to ask the teacher some questions as well and get feedback straight away.
And what about you, Brother Jose?
Attending physically if I would need to ask any questions to the lecturer.
Yeah, beautiful. And also, just as an Aussie student, it's very usual that we have options to either go in class online. What we would have options to go in class in person, or we'd have the recorded lectures and we'd watch them from the comfort of our own homes. But as the students who would prefer also staying at home and rather watching lectures because of different schedules. And this can vary across different students. Now, what about you, Brother Jose? Do you prefer group assignments or solo projects?
I prefer solo projects.
Oh, could you give us an example of a solo project you've done before, Paul?
Yeah, so we had to research a virus on a computer, and from there, I would just prefer doing it by myself so I can know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, sounds beautiful, but especially if it's a research-heavy task you've got. What about you, Sister Alexis? Do you prefer group assignments or solo projects?
I usually prefer solo projects But when I'm working with my friends for group assignments, I really like doing that.
Beautiful. Now for snacks, po, Sister Alexis, do you personally prefer coffee or bubble tea?
Bubble tea. I
Um,
love bubble tea. Po.
how about you, Brother Jose?
It's a tough question, but I like both, but more on the coffee side.
Yeah,
Same goes.
no, very important question there. Also, let us know in the chat if you prefer coffee or bubble tea. We need to know these things. Brethren and guests watching, also let us know if you'd rather lecture halls, online classes, group assignments compared to solo projects, but most importantly, coffee or bubble tea. Brother Hans, Sister Alexis, and Brother Jose, we want to hear your thoughts a little bit more in regards to your experience as an Aussie student. So if someone had to ask you or just had to ask you, how would you describe the Aussie student experience in one sentence? What would you say? Brother Jose, we'll start with you.
Yeah. So it's a very diverse environment at uni. So you get people's different perspectives on their lifestyles because they're from different nationalities.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of diversity to kind of unpack, so to say, to kind of explore. All right. And Sister Alexis, how would you describe the Aussie student experience?
Similarly, po, to Brother Jose, it really is full of diversity. I'd say that it's a mix of independence, learning a bunch of new things, whilst having fun with friends from different cultural backgrounds.
Oh, very interesting. There's a lot to explore there, Brother Hans.
Oh yes, definitely, Brother Morgan. I could also definitely relate to that as a former student myself. There's a lot of people from diverse backgrounds and cultures as well, and that's what makes the entire learning experience all the more interesting. But and now we'd also like to go now to what it was like. What was it like actually? Let's start off first with you, Sister Alexis. What was it like on your first day as a student when you started studying first? Let's say when you first went to high school.
Well, my first day of studying in Australia as a student was actually all the way back in kindergarten. But for my first day at high school, it was a really big step up from primary school, but with having so many friends around me that understood where I was coming from and a lot of Filipino friends as well, it really helped with the transition.
It sounds amazing, but especially if you start studying all the way from kindergarten, going all the way now to where you are. And what about you, Brother Jose? What was it like when you first started studying at university now?
Yeah, I was actually surprised about the transition from high school to uni, as there's so many people walking around. So I was a bit overwhelmed, confused, and lost at first. But then I had to adapt and get used to it.
Right.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of changes for Brother Morgan, don't you think, Paul?
yeah, absolutely. The ability to adapt, Brother Jose and Sister Alexis, is very crucial when it comes to transitioning from, high school, so to say, as into university. We understand Sister Alexis is still in high school at the moment, so the ability to adapt is imperative. We also want to understand, Sister Alexis, public transport's an issue or a concern when it comes to traveling to your schooling. How do you get around, Sister Alexis? Do you use a bike? Do you drive? What sort of transport do you use?
Well, for now, I haven't actually gotten my driver's license yet, but I will soon, hopefully. But ever since I started high school, I've preferred to take the bus to school, and it's really nice how you actually have to tap with a card called a transport card, and it's completely free if you're going from one bus stop all the way to your school.
All right. So you use a transport card to what do you use that on, sister? Sorry.
On buses,
On buses.
but
Oh,
you
so you
can
use a
use it
bus
on
to
trains as
get
well.
to school, is that right?
Yeah,
And you're looking forward to securing your license hopefully soon.
yeah.
All right. And Brother Jose, how do you commute?
I just take my car to uni, a decent distance away.
All right. And so you compared to you're in uni now, compared to the your travels to high school, what's the difference? Did you used to use a car or a bike, or what do you find either is it easier or is it harder? What's the difference?
Yep. So in high school, I was using bus, which was a very short distance. But now, since I'm driving, the distance to university is really far.
All right. And so we also have a mention about student discounts. Is there a discount when it comes to traveling on a bus, Sister Alexis,
Yep.
as a
For
student?
the bus that I'm taking, it's just one route and it covers a lot of suburbs as well, and it's completely free.
All right. It's very interesting understanding how they commute, Brother Hans.
Yes, for Brother Morgan, and I'll add a little bit more onto that since we also live within the same area. So, for reference, Port Transport is the public transport system that we are using across most of the metropolitan Perth areas, and even in some places like down in Albany. And besides the student discounts that primary and high school students are getting, there are also student discounts that are available for university students, and in very very rare circumstances. For example, I was also part of this myself. There was one time that there were very exclusive discounts for people who usually take specific routes going to university. And because some of the train lines have been closed off for, I think, over a year now, they're about to open just tomorrow actually. Everyone who passed within the same train line essentially gets a free train or bus ride across the whole of metropolitan Perth because of that train line being closed, and that being part of the usual routes that most people take. So be on the lookout also if there are any perks that are available within your public transport systems, whether it's here in Perth or even in the eastern states, or even down in Adelaide or up in Darwin, Brother Morgan. And
Yeah,
also
absolutely. Yes,
with
Brother Hans.
parking, there's also something interesting about parking too, because universities tend to have different rates for parking, and it's also based on how far they are from the nearest lecture halls for most students.
All right. So you've got to kind of have your understanding of where to park and where the good spots are. Is that right, Brother Hans?
Yes, well, and I think Brother Jose could also relate to this
Right,
to an
right. All
extent.
right. So let us know how you guys commute to and from school. We want to hear from you there in the live chat also. So, Brother Jose, can you give us an understanding of, as a student, have you had to juggle part-time jobs with school? Do you have a part-time job? And what kind of part-time jobs do students take up here in your area?
Yep. So I do part-time uni and a part-time job as a service advisor in a workshop. And most jobs I see people in uni work as baristas in fast food restaurants or servos.
All right. Yeah, interesting. And Sister Alexis, can you kind of relate also? And we understand you're at the end of your high school. Are you currently, have you had a part-time job since you've been studying?
Yep, I've had a part-time job working at fast food restaurants when I was 14. I recently quit that to focus more on year 12 HR studies, though.
Your ATAR studies. That's your correct answer from earlier. So we understand you are very well versed in ATAR. Brother Hans, can we also kind of get an understanding of maybe, we understand you were doing some studies there at one point during your degree. Did you happen to have to do part-time work as well at the same time?
Yes, for Brother Morgan. So throughout my university studies, I was juggling between different part-time jobs, although all of them revolved around retail. Most of them were mostly either storekeeping or working at fast food restaurants. But the last part-time that I had before, so the last part-time job that I used to have before was a very specific kind of retail job called telecommunications retail, which is a little bit different from what most retail jobs are, where you stand in stores and help people out with products and handing out products and putting them to a point of sale. There's also a little bit of consultation work, if that kind of makes sense. So it's also helping build customer focused solutions at the same time. But so I also had the experience of working part-time while doing full-time studies in my bachelor degree work.
So it's all a part of the university experience, having to juggle that job and that part-time, your studies and part-time work. It's interesting to see how you're able to manage all of that, Sister Alexis, Brother Jose. Before we continue with our discussion, Brother Hans, we have a few brethren who are tuning in. We want to give a quick shout out to. We have, once again, Sister Ces Curedo, proud mum of Alexis here. Is that your mum, Sister Alexis?
Yes, po. She's my mom.
Is that how you pronounce her name, Ces?
Yeah, po.
Sister says, Ate says, yes, we are very proud to have Sister Alexis here too, Paul. And a big congratulations to her graduating high school at the end of this year. We look forward to see what the future holds for her with the blessings of our Lord God. We also have, Sister says, Ate says, sorry, also has a big shout out to the local congregation of Ellenbrook, Rockingham, Armidale, and all the brethren of Armidale, Adelaide, and Shepparton. Also, Brother Joel Ichon. Hello, Koya Hans. Hashtag Ellenbrook. You have a bit of an idol there, a bit of a fan there, Brother Hans.
Yes, po, and hello, po, Ka Joel, and also to the wonderful Ichon family from the local congregation of Ellenbrook. They're also constantly tuning with us every week, po. And we've also got some more shout outs here, Brother Morgan, starting off with our very own Sister Emilu Sanchez from here in INCRadio. Shout out to all the brethren who traveled to Melbourne for our Unity Games tomorrow. And we also have Sister Jamie Gaviola, the wife of the resident minister of Perth local congregation, Brother Olan Gaviola, saying happy viewing to our district minister, Brother Noli Esperanza, and our assistant district minister, Brother Felix Santos Po. Greetings from the local congregation of Perth. We also have Brother Ariel Hernandez from Armadillo local congregation, and Sister Vanji Olarte from Ellenbrook local congregation. And happy viewing po. We also have Sister Melvilla Pani Bolangan, and happy viewing again to everyone po from Donnybrook. Brother Troy de la Paz from the local congregation of Adelaide. Happy viewing po. And also, before we continue, Brother Morgan, I'd also like to give some special shout outs to Sisters Julina Erica Guanzan and Sister Christine Joy Espoler. They are celebrating their 11th year as organists in our local congregation here in Midland.
Big shout out to all of our viewers tuning in and leaving their comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell. But also hashtag your local congregation and your district, as well as your loved ones. We love to hear from you. All right, Brother Hans, Brother Jose, Sister Alexis, jumping back into our discussion, Aussie student life. We want to understand what are your go-to study spots outside of the house? So, Brother Jose, is there a certain place you like to find a bit of solace when it comes to your studies, brother, outside of the house?
Yeah, so any library, well, specifically in the uni, or any reserved study rooms which are enclosed and quiet.
Right, so libraries and quiet spots to find a bit of peace there to study, brother, coming from Brother Jose. And Sister Alexis, do you kind of relate to Brother Jose?
Yes, po. Similarly to Brother Jose, I love to study with my friends in the Perth Library. It's really good scenery, especially when you go to one of the top floors. You can see a lot of the city as well.
It kind of gives you a bit of a different perspective, looking out and observing kind of what your areas, the beauty that your areas hold from those top floors. Is a blessing to be able to have those sorts of areas there. Sister Alexis, Brother Jose, and Brother Hans, do you have a certain maybe a special or a secret spot you can kind of give us an insight to when you were studying in your degree pot?
Okay, so one of my favorite places to go to are actually there are two of them. One's in the city, which is the State Library of Western Australia, which to this day I love going to, not just for studying, but also going through different music materials for. And also at the same time, there is one of the buildings at my university, Curtin University, where I would usually go to. There's a very sweet spot where it's literally the only table right at the corner where the windows are at, where I could see the sunrise and sunset coming out of. And because of the sofa there, whenever it's around noontime and I need to take a nap, I literally would take a nap in that one room called the Abacus room. and we'd also use that as a usual study spot between myself and my uni mates. Myself here, Brother Morgan.
No, it sounds very nice, brother Hans. Kind of like a sweet spot, as you mentioned, for golden hours. You have those early mornings, those late afternoons where the sun kind of just hits the right spot. So I could imagine the view you get from there and just the kind of peace and tranquility you receive, brother. I'd love to maybe visit that spot sometime if I ever come over to Western Australia. All right. So continuing on with our discussion for Brother Jose, Sister Alexis, we want to understand or get an insight in regards to any field trips or uni events that have really stood out to you during your studies. Sister Alexis, do you happen to have any field trips you might have taken a liking to, or you could kind of give us an insight towards?
For field trips, it's not necessarily a field trip because it's outside of school, but going to Curtin University, which was the same one that Brother Hans went to, it's in Bentley and they often hold open days, which you can go onto campus and check out the different booths and ask questions to people regarding the course that you want to take up for uni.
All right. We might further elaborate on these open days that you're talking about, Sister Alexa, shortly, but we'll move over to Brother Jose. Is there any special field events or uni events that have stood out to you during your time of studying, brother?
Actually haven't been to any trips or events because too focused on studying. So unfortunately, I haven't been attending to those.
No, that's a good mindset to have, brother. I understand, once you kind of set your goal and your whole ambition towards your degree, nothing really is going to distract you from your aspirations. So I admire that, and thank you for your insight, brother. Before we continue, we have a special greeting from for the local congregation of Shepparton and Bendigo Group Worship Service who are tuning in. Thank you so much, Paul. We appreciate your support. Be sure to send through photos of your group who are tuning in. We'd love to see your familiar and friendly faces. So circling back, Brother Hans, Brother Jose, Sister Alexis too. Sister Alexis mentioned open days. What can you tell us about those, Sister Alexis?
As I said earlier, open days are when universities all across Australia, oftentimes before they actually open for application submissions, especially for high school students, they're encouraged to visit the open day universities where they can, the open days of universities, to look at the different courses that they can take, ask any questions that they wish to ask, or how you would actually apply to that. And then there's also a lot of fun games around and a lot of free food as well, actually.
I think those are some of the best perks, Brother Morgan, of having an event like Open Day, because especially for high school students and even international students coming into Australia, Open Day is one of the most important days where everyone could just go together, go to uni, and not just ask about their course and also their progression, but also start meeting new circles of friends and getting introduced to the life of being a student, and also all of the perks that come along with studying for whether it's in university or colleges or even high school. So mostly it would be on the context of universities. And speaking of which, Brother Morgan, I think all as students we would have what we consider as a very Aussie student moment. But now let's see, Brother Morgan, Brother Jose, and Sister Alexis. Let's start off with you, Brother Jose. Did you have any very Aussie student moment, bro? And what would you call as your most favorite Aussie student moment, bro?
Probably the most iconic I could remember would be every time we would reach the end of our class, me and my mates would order fast food from our phones and get ready to order to eat for lunch.
Sounds amazing. I think that's also one of the most rewarding things you could do with university. And I'd also do that a lot myself with my friends as well. How about you, Sister Alexis? What's your favorite Aussie student moment yourself?
I have two really memorable ones, actually. Have you guys ever witnessed being attacked by a magpie? like the really aggressive birds. Especially in primary school, I remember we'd be playing out on the oval on the AFL, Australian Football League ovals, and especially in springtime, there would be really big nests of magpies there. So whenever we go out to play, it would be out of bounds because magpies just come swooping at you, especially because it's only in Australia that they're a native bird. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, Sister Alexis, Brother Jose, Brother Hans, and to our viewers, magpie season is an Aussie tradition here in Australia. If you haven't been swooped by a magpie yet, you can't call yourself an Aussie. All right,
That's
so
truly made in Australia, brother Morgan.
made in Australia for you is magpie season. Let us know if you've ever experienced being swooped. Again, it's just their protective nature. Don't feel any offense towards your magpie. They're just protecting their own. Before we continue, we want to further encourage your registration to our beloved brethren watching for your blood donation under the INC Giving campaign. Please, using the links sent by your resident ministers and Christian family organization officers. If you can't attend on the date assigned, but you are eager to donate for the INC Giving campaign, you can contact our beloved Christian family organization overseer, Brother Mark Caseo, or Sister Maria to generate a link for you guys to sign up. So be sure to approach your resident minister or evangelical workers to register for your blood donation. We're looking forward to all the help we can receive in that regard, in that endeavor, oh brethren. And so as we continue on with our discussion, we're coming up to our Christian value spot. So we want to understand when it comes to balancing your studies, your work and social life, Brother Jose, how are you able to juggle your church duties or as an officer inside the Iglesia Ni Cristo or Church of Christ, as well as your work and social life, per Brother Jose?
Yeah. So when selecting my units and schedule before the semester starts, I would select the units that would best align with church and work so I can fit in throughout the whole week and have no unattended worship service.
All right. We'll circle back to the importance of your worship service, Brother Jose. We want to hear from Sister Alexis. How are you able to also juggle your obligations as a church officer inside the Church of Christ, as well as your work, studies, and social life, Sister?
So for me, in year 12 HR studies, it requires a lot of time studying at home. So when I'm making my schedules or planning out my study timetable, I prefer not to study during the times where we have worship services, especially on Wednesday and Saturday. I do no studying, so it's a break for me and also a chance for me to really prioritize and focus on the worship service instead.
Yes. So as well as Sister Alexis, Brother Hans, and Brother Jose, they both highly value their church duties. They prioritize it over their work obligations. So we want to understand why your church duty or your religion in the Iglesia Ni Cristo is so important to you, and how has this faith helped you during your studies? Brother Jose, we'll start with you.
Yeah. So worship service is important to me because it's a personal time between me and God, and I can tell all of my worries and the things that I need in my life. But also, it's my obligation to perform duties during those worship services.
All right. And Sister Alexis, can you kind of relate similar to Brother Jose?
Yes, well, I can relate to that a lot because I've been Iglesia since I was born, and my parents are also very active in their duties. So, seeing that the example that they set for me, it allows me to really focus my attention on the things that I can do for God because He's done so much good for me as well.
Right. It's very inspiring, Brother Hans. They are proud to be INC or Iglesia Ni Cristo, brother.
Yes, po, brother Morgan, and that goes across for all of us viewers po watching, and it really goes to show po how important our faith as members of the Church of Christ is to us po, not only in our university studies, but also in upholding all of our duties and responsibilities. Now, to wrap things up, Brother Jose, Sister Alexis, do you have anyone you'd like to give any greetings to any loved ones or any of your friends? Well, let's have Brother Jose first.
I see here my siblings, so brother Adrian and sister Natasha. I have here my mom as well watching, Sister Ella, our resident minister, Brother Rennie, and Brother Enrique, Brother Ronald, Sister Hannah, Brother Joel, Sister Charmaine, Sister Janine. There's so many Ellenbrook comments.
Yes, and a lot of brethren from your local congregation is on the comment section right now. We could actually see. And now, Sister Alexis, do you have any greetings and shout outs you'd like to give out to?
Yes, but I have a lot of shout outs to give to all of my friends who are watching right now. So from Queen's Park, especially the Benhi, I like to shout out to Sister Isabel, Sister Roseanne, Sister Zyra, and Zian, as well as Brother Hayden and Vernon. And then honorable mention for Brother Jomel and Sister Aline, the minister and the resident minister and the minister's wife of Queen's Park po. And then from Fremantle po, I have Sister Micah, Sister Heiza at the Aubrey, who's the daughter of Brother Arman, who is the resident minister of Fremantle po, as well as my friends from Maddington too po, Sister Leanne Magadia and Sister Trisha and Brother Raven Kubera po. And from Australian po, Sister Yumi, hello po. Plus all of my other Binhi friends. And I'd also like to give an honorable mention po to my grandparents and my relatives in the Philippines who are watching this. Mama Luz and Daddy Lauro from Solis district of Manila, and most especially for Sister Ses Cuerdo and Brother Romeo Cuerdo, which are my parents.
Thank you so much, Sister Alexis, Brother Jose. A big shout out to all of your supporters who are tuning in. And we thank you so much once again for taking your time to join us today, sharing your insight into the life as an Australian student. We appreciate everything you've kind of journeyed us in through towards today. And we all the more look forward to what the future holds for you and the blessings of our Lord God. We're just about to wrap up here, brethren. So again, we appreciate everybody who's tuned in today. We also want to give a last minute shout out to the local congregation of Mackay who are watching us live. We greet Brother the resident minister, Brother Mark Kaseo, on behalf of INCRadio Australia crew. Thank you once again for all of your support, Brother Mark, and for your constant propagation. And that wraps up today's episode, beloved brethren. Stay tuned this season as we continue exploring what it's like to live, work, and thrive in the land down under.
And thank you again to all of our viewers, commenters, and guests. There were a lot of you today, and we'd as much as we'd love to go through, and we'd love to thank everyone for always tuning in to our programs. And also, we'd like to thank our Christian family organizations for giving us the opportunity to create beautiful programs such as Made in Australia and all of our programs in INCRadio.
That's right, Brother Hines. And above all, we'd love to thank our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angela Irania Manalo, and our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, for all of your support. And we'll see you all again next week. Thank you so much.
Ikan? Kencang kan?